the nervous pathway that transmits impulses from the retina to the visual center in the cerebral cortex. So in binocular vision, the light rays from temporal half of the vision. We have two halves in the visual field. We have temporal half as well as nasal half. I'll just show the diagram to make you understand. See this diagram, you have two halves. This is the visual field of left eye. This is the visual field of right eye. So in right as well as left, we have two fields. We have temporal half as well as nasal half. So this is the temporal half. The blue color indicates the temporal half. The red color indicates the nasal half here, and here the blue color indicates the nasal half on the right eye, and the red indicates the temporal. So one thing you have to keep in your mind is that the image which is falling on the retina is always inverted. What we are seeing is a straight, but the image which is falling on the retina is inverted. That is an important point you have to keep in your mind. That's why I written there. Never forget that the image on the retina is inverted. The image what I getting in the retina is inverted. So what we are seeing is like it is the opposite. So here in the diagram you have two halves, temporal as well as nasal. Then what happens? Temporal half of the retina, the fibers coming from the temporal half, it doesn't cross. This see it's first half, temporal half, nasal half. From here, the fibers which are coming from the impulses coming from the temporal half doesn't cross. It just goes laterally. The nasal half, you can see there's a crossing of the fibers in the nasal half. See the lateral half. See, this is not crossing. This is coming like this. What about nasal is crossing in between? See, first left visual field is blue color is temporal and red is nasal. Okay, both in this both blue color is the temporal, red is the nasal. See the nasal, it is crossing each other. The temporal is not crossing. The first one half of the temporal is not crossing, and it leaves the eye. It forms optic nerve. It forms optic chiasma, both then optic tract. Then it forms the lateral genicular body. It goes as optic radiation to the visual cortex. Let's come to that one more, just to show that first part you concentrate now. You have two halves, temporal as well as nasal. Okay, it goes opposite. This temporal will go to nasal. This nasal part will go to temporal. So till that you keep in your mind. I'll come back again. So visual pathway, nothing but a transmit the impulses from retina to the visual center in cerebral cortex. In binocular vision, a normal like what we are seeing, both eyes, binocular vision, the light rays from temporal half of visual field fall upon the nasal part of the corresponding retina. So the first you have seen this two here. See one first visual field is there. Then again see here it is falling. The temporal part of the left visual field is falling on the nasal part of the next one in the retina, and whereas the nasal part is falling on the temporal side. So first two part you keep in your mind, that is in binocular vision the light rays from temporal half of visual field fall upon the nasal part of the corresponding retina, and then rays from the nasal half of the visual field fall upon the temporal part of retina. That's the first part was seen. So the light rays from temporal, that means the outer half of the visual field, fall upon the nasal part of the corresponding retina, and the light rays from the inner half, that is the medial nasal part, will fall upon the temporal part of the retina. So once more I'll go to the diagram. See, temporal half will fall into the nasal part of the retina, and the nasal part will fall on the temporal part of the retina. So these two parts till here you're clear. Till here you're clear, right? You have temporal half and nasal half. The temporal part will fall in the nasal part of the retina, and the nasal part will fall on the temporal part of the retina. Okay. Afterwards, that is the first part you have to know. Then we have a receptors for anything visual. For a visual pathway, we need a visual receptors. For auditory pathway, we need auditory receptors. For taste, we need taste receptors. So smell, we have olfactory receptors. So here, visual receptors, we need visual receptors. Nothing but it is the rods and the cones which are present in the retina of the eye are the visual receptors in the visual pathway. So the transmit the impulses that coming to the retina of the eye. We have photoreceptors. We have visual receptors known as rods and cones in the eye. And these rods and cones are the visual receptors present in the visual pathway, which are present in the retina of the eye. And the fibers from the visual receptors, it synapses with dendrites of bipolar cells of the inner nuclear layer of the retina. As you all know, we have 10 layers of retina. The last class I have told you about, we have 10 layers of retina. One of the layer is inner nuclear layer of the retina. So here the fibers which are coming from the visual receptors, that are the rods and the cones, it synapses with the dendrites of bipolar cells of the inner nuclear layer of the retina. So that is a part of visual receptors. So we need any pathway. I told you we need receptors. We need first order neurons, second order neurons, third order neurons. I am talking about visual pathway, auditory pathway, olfactory pathway, and taste pathway. These four pathways, we need this formula will be there. This format will be there. First will be the receptors. Then will be the first order neurons, then will be the second order neurons, then the third order neurons, and there will be a center at last. Okay, so first is here the visual receptors. The receptors are the visual receptors that are the rods and the cones present in the retina of the eye, form the visual receptors here. And these rods and cones, that the fibers from the visual receptors, synapse with the dendrites of the bipolar cells of the inner nuclear layer of the retina, which is one of the layer of retina. That is the thing what is happening in the role of visual receptors. After this, what is the first order neuron? We have bipolar cells in the retina as the first order neuron. So here from the visual receptors, the rods and cones, the impulses are transmitted. It is gone to the first order neurons, which is known as the bipolar cells in the retina. So there what happens, the first order neurons, the bipolar cells in the retina are the first order neurons. The axons from the bipolar cells synapse with the dendrites of ganglionic cells. That's what happening in the first order neurons. So you have to keep in mind visual receptors are rods and cones. The first order neurons are the bipolar cells in the retina. Then it goes to the second order neurons. The second order neurons are nothing but the ganglionic cells in ganglionic cell layer of retina. The axons of these ganglionic cells form optic nerve. Okay, once it forms the optic nerve leaves the eye and terminates in the lateral geniculate body, which is nothing but a third order neuron. The lateral geniculate body is the third order neuron. The fibers arising from the lateral geniculate body reaches the visual cortex. So I'll just once more I'll tell. See, there are two halves, temporal and nasal. See the temporal and nasal. The temporal part will go to the nasal part of the retina, and the nasal part will go to the temporal part of the retina. So what is the visual receptors here? The rods and cones in the retina. Here we have rods and cones. This is the retina. In the eye we have a retina. In the retina we have rods and cones. So what happens here? The fibers from the visual receptors synapse with the bipolar cells of the inner nuclear layer of the retina. What happens? The visual receptors form synapses with the dendrites of the inner nuclear layer of the retina, bipolar cells of the inner nuclear layer of the retina. So that is the first order neuron. We have the bipolar cells of the retina. So first order neurons, here it is there, that's the bipolar cells of the retina. The axons from the bipolar cells of the retina form synapses with the ganglionic cells. That ganglionic cells are the second order neurons. Visual receptors are rods and cones. From there, the fibers arises and it synapses with the bipolar cells of the inner nuclear layer of the retina. That bipolar cells of the retina are the first order neurons. Again, the fibers which arises the axons, from there it synapses with the dendrites of the ganglionic cells of the retina. That ganglionic cells of the ganglionic layer of the retina is the second order neurons. From there it goes to the lateral geniculate body. So from there, before going to the lateral geniculate body, it forms the optic nerves. You can see the diagram, this retina, after the retina, like from second order neuron, we have there the ganglionic cell layer of the retina. From there, it forms the optic nerve. You can see the optic nerve here. And this optic nerve, it leaves the eye as, and various forms it forms. Once optic nerve is there, then optic chiasma, it means there, the optic chiasma is there, optic tract is there. Then it goes as a, forming as a lateral geniculate body. This is the lateral geniculate body. Okay, that is the third order neuron. Once it reaches the lateral geniculate body, the fibers from the lateral geniculate body through the geniculocalcarine tract, it goes to the visual cortex, where we have the visual center of the in the cerebral cortex, where the person can able to see it. So once more, we have two halves, temporal half and the nasal half of the eye. The temporal half will go, it will go to the nasal part of the retina, and vice versa, the nasal half will go to the temporal half of the retina. And we have the visual receptors in the retina, the rods and the cones are the visual receptors present, and the fibers from the visual receptors synapse with the bipolar cells of the inner nuclear layer of the retina. The bipolar cells of the inner nuclear layer of the retina are the first order neurons, and the axons from the bipolar cells synapses with the dendrites of the ganglionic cells of the retina, and these ganglionic cells of the ganglionic layer of the retina are the second order neurons, where it forms the optic nerve. The optic nerve leaves the eye and it goes to the fibers will go to the lateral geniculate body. The lateral geniculate body is nothing but a third order neuron, and from there the fibers from the lateral geniculate body will go to the primary visual center, that is the primary visual area in the cerebral cortex. So this is the form of the visual pathway. So see this visual receptors, rods and cones, which are present in the retina of eye, form the visual receptors. Fibers from the visual receptors synapse with the dendrites of bipolar cells of the inner nuclear layer of the retina. The first order neurons are the bipolar cells of the inner nuclear layer of the retina. The axons from the bipolar cells synapse with dendrites of ganglionic cells. And the second order neurons are the ganglionic cells in the ganglionic layer cell of the retina. The axons of these ganglionic cells form the optic nerve. The optic nerve leaves the eye and terminates in the lateral geniculate body, which is the third order neuron, and the fibers from the lateral geniculate body reaches the visual cortex via the geniculocalcarine tract. That is what you have to keep in your mind. So this is the visual pathway. The different contents there. Optic nerve is there. Optic chiasma, optic tract, lateral geniculate body, optic radiation, then visual cortex. So I know when you learn the diagram, how to where from where it comes, where it goes, you can automatically you can write this. So you know optic nerve is there. Optic chiasma in between. Okay, then it leaves as optic tract, then it goes and terminates in the lateral geniculate body, then it goes to the visual cortex in the form of optic radiation. It forms in the optic radiation form, it goes to the visual cortex. So these one by one I'll tell you what is optic nerve. Optic nerve is formed by this we have learned now. Which cells? Second order neuron it is, no? So second order neuron was the ganglionic cells. So optic nerve is formed by the axons of ganglionic cells. The optic nerve leaves the eye through the optic disc. Okay. Then it goes to the optic chiasma. So what is optic chiasma? That is partial crossing of fibers. The fibers, the temporal side of retina is uncrossed, whereas the nasal side crossed to opposite side. See this diagram? See the see here, this blue and this red. This is like both the nasal fibers. The nasal fibers crosses each other. So that point is the optic chiasma. Whereas the temporal fibers, it doesn't cross each other, it remains uncrossed. So it is partially crossing of fibers only seen in optic chiasma. The nasal fibers that cross and it forms a point known as optic chiasma. Okay, clear? Chiasma is mainly the nasal side of both the retina. It crosses to the opposite side. So that particular point is the optic chiasma. Then comes the optic tract. We have left as well as right. So the fibers from left halves of both retina is the left optic tract, and right optic tract is the fibers from the right halves of the both retina. Coming to lateral geniculate body, lateral geniculate body is nothing but the third order neuron in the visual pathway. The majority of the fibers of optic tract terminate in the lateral geniculate body. This lateral geniculate body forms a subcortical center for visual sensation. Few fibers terminate in any of the centers like superior colliculus or pretectal nucleus or supraoptic nucleus of the hypothalamus. So superior colliculus in the diagram you might have seen here. Here it can terminate. See, some of the fibers can terminate in the superior colliculus also. It can even terminate in the pretectal nucleus. It can even terminate in the supraoptic nucleus of the hypothalamus. But the majority are going what it has forming the subcortical center for the visual sensation. Majority of the lateral geniculate body. Okay, some of the fibers terminate in the superior colliculus, but majority are terminating in the lateral geniculate body, which are forms the subcortical center of the visual sensation. And then coming, it forms, it has to go to the visual center in the form of optic radiation. So the fibers from the lateral geniculate body form the optic radiation. It through the geniculocalcarine tract, it forms in the form of geniculocalcarine fibers. It goes as an optic radiation to the visual cortex. That is what the optic radiation is about. So optic radiation ends in the visual cortex, resulting in the clear vision of the eye. Okay. So visual cortex, reaching the visual cortex, the primary cortical center for vision is called the visual cortex. The three areas present in the visual cortex, their primary visual area, there is secondary visual area, and there is an occipital eye field. So area 17 is the primary visual area, area 18 is the secondary visual area, area 19 is the occipital eye field. So one importance is there for the primary visual area is the perception of visual impulses, the interpretation of visual impulses by the secondary visual area, and the movement of the eyes is by the occipital eye field. So one function is there for one area. So this is the highlight of the visual pathway. What is happening? We have visual receptors in the retina. When you see something in the visual field, the right, left visual fields are there. The visual receptors in the retina. The first order neurons are the bipolar cells in the inner nuclear layer. The second order neurons are the ganglionic cells in the ganglionic cell layer. Then it forms the optic nerve. It then goes to the optic chiasma, optic tract, and it goes to the fibers. Majority of the goes to the lateral geniculate body, which is the third order neuron. Then it forms in the form of optic radiation. It goes to the visual cortex. So this you have to keep in your mind. So this is a summary of the visual pathway.